Alright guys, this is going to be a little on the humiliating side, but you know what? I'm going to make a video out of it. So the entire process of me doing all this work created an issue. I made the issue. I broke the car. This is kind of funny. Testing 1, 2, 3. You're gonna be getting a lot of steps in there, bud. Alright, well, she's looking pretty, but she's been giving me some issues the last few days. Cold started the other day, got a P050B check engine light. This one freaked me out a little bit. I had to park the car with no reverse camera, and that's about where I stopped. That's a little bit closer than I want to be. Alright, so why do I have no reverse camera? Well, to clear the check engine code, because I figured it was just a very cold day. Alright, so to clear the check engine code, I went and installed the zAutomotive Double Bypass and was able to clear the check engine code, no problem. But in the act of doing so, I pulled the radio fuse, and now the radio does not come on at all. I removed the zAutomotive TaZer Double Bypass and put back the radio fuse, and the radio still doesn't come back. Apparently, this is a very common issue. So my problem is I have no blindside detection sensors online. So we're gonna pull the car out of the garage. And one of the reasons why this happened, most likely, is because I did not pull the negative terminal of the battery before starting any work. And this, of course, is a dumb thing on my part. So we're going to go ahead, pull the negative terminal of the battery, let it sit for a while, and that should fix the problem. And hopefully get this annoying blind spot thing to go away. All right, so we're in the trunk. We got the double bypass hookup installed right here. Double bypass is connected into here, into the fuse block, into the radio fuse. We've gone ahead and taken all that out of place. It's one of my least favorite things here. So we've disconnected the double bypass. We've returned the radio fuse back to its original position. And I'm going to remove, before I do anything, I'm going to remove the negative battery terminal right here. And for those of you, for the first time you remove it, you may need to put a little screwdriver inside that little slot and pry it open. Give that a little pry just to pop it open a bit. And then this should slide right off. Okay, now what I like to do is put it over here, out of the way. Put a screwdriver in between it to prevent it from reconnecting to the negative terminal. And that takes a little bit of fooling around to get it to work, but now the negative battery terminal is fully disconnected. We're going to go and check that radio fuse and make sure that's a good fuse. Pulled the fuse out, and visually the fuse looks good. Put this guy back in. Alright, so the next step is just kind of sit back and wait for a bit. We're going to let this sit for, I don't know, about 30 minutes. Give this a little time to have all the systems discharge. Oh, and I forgot to mention, don't close the trunk or the doors while you're doing this, because then getting back into the vehicle with no battery connection is quite difficult, especially if you close the trunk. Well, while we got the battery disconnected, we're going to replace this hideous faded red positive terminal cover with a sample I picked up from Scalia Motorsports. Now, he sent me this one free as a thank you for the video we just put out last week or 2 weeks ago on his stuff. So we're going to try this out, and to be honest with you, Anthony, I don't think I'm going to send this one back because I kind of like the color. Alright, so there's a bunch of clips underneath here. So we got this clip open. Got to get past these two here. I don't know if I can just do this with a screwdriver. Yeah, that makes it easier. Push it out the back with a screwdriver. There we go. That hideous mess is gone, and here is the new one. Now this is not toxic orange. This is the new cinnamon stick color. And I'm assuming we just snap this one right back in place. Just gotta line it all up. There we go. That was easy. Put this back in there. Nice and deep. Snap that in place. And this time around, we're gonna line it up so it's at the proper angle. Mother. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back after that fun little event there. I'm gonna pop this back on, not drop it this time. Make sure it's at the proper angle. And we're gonna tighten this sucker down. There we go. And snap this in place. Done. Lastly, we're gonna pop this back on. And now we're good to go. That was easy. Now let's get back to, well, let's do a quick check here. Which one looks better? I'm going to say the painted one. We'll put this off to the side. All right, back to the trunk. Time to reconnect that battery. And let's hope for the best. Okay, we'll slide this back in place. It's been a little over a half hour. I'm hearing some good noises from the inside there. Let's go see what happens. Sure, we got no tools on the engine bay here. Nothing gets to fall in. All right, everything looks good there. Moment of truth. Alright, so right here is where you're going to see me putting the fuse into the wrong slot again. So this was the main cause of the problem. So we're not going to fix the issue when I go start the car again. But I want to let you guys know that this is the fix for a lot of common issues where the radio blanks out. You pull the negative terminal of the battery, you let the car sit for about 30 minutes, you put it back together again, and then you of course have to wait for everything to come back to normal, which usually takes anywhere between 20 minutes and an hour. And it also requires 1 or 2 car starts where you start the car, run it for a while, shut it off, walk away, come back to the car, and things start working better again. So although this didn't fix this issue, this is the fix for a lot of issues before you bring it to the dealer. Might be a good idea to just pull that negative battery terminal. Alright guys, this is going to be a little on the humiliating side, but you know what? I'm going to make a video out of it. So the entire process of me doing all this work created an issue. I made the issue. I broke the car. This is kind of funny. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these fuses here. Okay, there's the radio fuse. Do you notice what's missing from that slot right there? An actual fuse is missing. Now, right here is a blank. I put the radio fuse and the TaZer into this blank slot right here because it was the one, there was a single fuse in a blank slot, and there was a single fuse in a blank spot. So I put the radio fuse in here, I put the TaZer in here, leaving the radio completely dead. So basically, I screwed up. So let's pull the negative terminal on the battery and fix it. The funny thing is, you know, I mean, I do a lot of stuff on this car, and normally I have a lot of time to do it in, but new position at work, got a lot less time, lots of cool family stuff going on, so I got a lot less time, and sometimes I make a small mistake here and there and drives myself crazy, but figuring these things out is what I like to do. This gives me some time to relax. So F26 is blank because it's for a Charger and a 300. So pull that one out. We will put it back. You know what? This way I don't make this mistake again. We're going to restore the double bypass. I'm going to put that back in place. There we go. That goes in. Cable comes out the door here. I just run this down the middle. Alright, so we got the double bypass hooked back up again. I'm going to go put the negative terminal back on the battery. Okay, everything's back to normal. Let's see what happens. What do you think? You think we fixed it? Now, just a heads up, when you do remove the radio fuse, sometimes this thing takes a while to come back to functionality. First and foremost, do we have a radio? Look at that. We're back. Okay, so this is going to take a while for everything to come back to normal. So this here is going to do whatever it's got to do, and a lot of the features may not be available for a little while. Like the SRT buttons don't work. So what you got to do is you just got to be patient. Do we have a reverse cam? Why don't we have a reverse cam? Well, this sucks. Again, it's going to take a while for all this to come back. So here's a good example of some of the things that'll be missing. So like, you want to make some adjustments to settings, they're not there yet. I changed the theme. The themes were there, but a lot of the other stuff in the settings menu, oh, that's here. Oh. So I guess that's why the backup camera is not working, because the safety and driving assistance stuff hasn't happened. I don't want to pull the car into the garage, because if I do, then I don't know, I guess cutting off the radio signal. So we're just going to let it sit and see what happens. Alright, so we walked away from the car for a bit. We closed all the doors. Now we're going to try and start it up a second time. See what happens. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Ah, there we go. Blind spot alerts are rear parking volume. So that should mean that we have reverse cam now. Let's see. Hey, there we go. All right, we're gonna get this thing in the garage. I'm gonna try and park with one hand using my mirror technique. This is interesting. Yeah, we'll put it in reverse. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see in that side view mirror there. There's a towel, yellow towel, I use to guide the butt of the car. I point the butt of the car at the edge of that towel and then bring it back. And I'm way out of whack because I parked it with no camera the other day. So let's try this again. There we go, looking good. Get the towel in range. Now here's the part that's scary. Gotta watch the mirrors on each side. And it is definitely a tight fit in here. And we take it right to, that's a cool thing about the new wing. You can see the bumper. So that's perfect. All right, we're done. So it's kind of funny and embarrassing that I basically screwed up my own car by rushing through something when I should have been taking my time and enjoying it. But I had a check engine light I wanted to fix. The TaZer was the way I knew how to fix it. It's quick and simple. Reset CELC, and the light's gone, hasn't come back. I just started the car on a really, really cold day. Battery could have been low because it had been sitting for 2 weeks because I was traveling. So it could be a combination of things for that cold start P050B message. So I wanted to clear it and see if the car came back. In the act of doing so, I switched one fuse from the radio fuse to an open slot in the car. Everything worked. TaZer worked, except the screen didn't. So yeah, when we make mistakes, it's kind of embarrassing, but I gotta admit it, nobody's perfect. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please gently press that like button. If you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching. It's dirty. Not a fan of all the dirtiness, but whatever. I like to drive it, so